What's up, guys? It's the Faruqi Bros back with another video. Today for you guys, we want to talk about the brand new castings for Matt Reeves, the Batman movie. So to quickly go over the news, Jonah Hill has been cast in Matt Reeves, the Batman. It's been heavily rumored for quite a while now between who he's playing. Right now, it's funny because even WB doesn't know who he's playing. They offered him both roles for the Penguin and for the Riddler. And it's up to him to decide. There's a couple of money issues here and there to sort out, but most likely he will be playing one of these two characters. Additionally, Jeffrey Wright, who's known as a pretty primary character in shows like Westworld, as well as The Hunger Games and James Bond, he has been cast as Commissioner Gordon. And this obviously means there's either a recast or it's a reboot and it's a complete separation of Batman. And before we get into that, we just have a quick word from today's sponsor. So guys, today's sponsor is Dashlane. For a better, faster, safer, and more efficient internet experience, Dashlane is definitely the way to go. It's honestly a digital life hack. Dashlane is the simplest way to never forget a password and put an end to all the password reset processes for good. For anything that requires filling out those long, tedious forms, to checkouts, from taxes, airline tickets, even applying to jobs, Dashlane makes all of this a one-click experience. So if you're interested, try Dashlane Premium free for 30 days by clicking the link in my description, and then get 10% off Dashlane Premium if you decide to upgrade using our code ComicBook Debate. So now guys, let's get back to the video. Alright, so let's get right into the conversation. I'll start with Umar. What do you think about these two castings for the Batman movie?
I think the Jonah Hill casting is amazing. Absolutely, we've seen him in other films, and I'm curious to see his take on Penguin. I think he'd be an amazing Penguin. I think he'd be like an on-the-nose Penguin, and I think if they're gonna do him very comic accurate, then I think Jonah Hill's amazing to play that character. As for the Riddler, I think Riddler would be more of he's an actor, so if he wants to play something where there's more of a challenge, and obviously I think he'll be the first kind of Riddler on this scale, with superhero movies being so crazy now.
Yeah.
I think he could pull off both. I think he's an amazing actor, so I think that was a really good casting, and him working opposite to Robert Pattinson. Pattinson is gonna be cool to see. And as for the Commissioner Gordon casting, I actually don't know the guy. I don't know the guy. I've heard his voice, so I'm guessing, from his voice, he sounds like he's gonna do well. And I do think and I don't think it's recasting. I think this Batman is it's a reboot. This is not Ben Affleck's Batman, obviously. So I'm more excited to see what story they want to tell with these characters, and it's rumored that there's more villains out there. So it's exciting news, man. Honestly, the casting so far has been amazing. So let's see what happens.
Yeah. So I mean, you made a lot of great points, and I agree with your take that obviously at face value he would be good as Penguin, but I mean, if he's a Riddler, I don't think that would be that bad of a choice either, because obviously, yeah, he has range. He can play versatile roles. So I think he'd be pretty good as Riddler, even though that wouldn't be my choice. I think if he's Penguin or Riddler, either way, I think he's a good choice as in a good person to bring in for the film. And Jeffrey Wright, like Shra said, he's been in so many different roles, and he's a great actor. So him as Gordon will be pretty cool, and I'm pretty sure he'll do a great job as the Commissioner. Not sure how big the role will be in the film, but we'll see. And as far as it being connected to the DCEU, I think if it hasn't been obvious enough, I don't think it's connected. I don't think it's a younger version of Ben Affleck. I actually hope it's not, and I hope it's its own separate thing. And I guess this casting of Jeffrey Wright as Gordon only pushes that idea forward that is not connected, which I think is the right move. As far as the rest of the cast and everything, I think Matt Reeves is doing a great job, and with all the news coming out, with every new actor, with every new cast choice, I'm just getting more and more excited for the film.
Yeah, I agree with you about Jonah Hill. Yeah, I think he'd make a great Penguin. I don't know about the Riddler. Personally, I want David Tennant to play the Riddler, but I don't know if he's going to get casted. Yeah, I haven't really seen Jeffrey Wright in anything. Have you guys seen him?
No, he came in Hunger Games, so maybe from there, a couple of James Bond movies. Westworld, of course, is I think most people know him from that TV show, but I don't know if you guys seen it. You know, some people are saying, you know, like of course you have to hear everything, that they told Matt Reeves that, you know what, you can make it a Batman in the DCEU. We're just gonna retcon Ben Affleck out, you know, like meaning the next time Wonder Woman and Aquaman and Shazam, these established characters, they meet up for a movie, Robert Pattinson's Batman is going to be there with them. Do you want that to happen, or do you want it to be like Joker, where it's just not connected to anything?
I think, look, I'm with Samir in the sense that I think the DCEU, whatever's left of it, is quite dysfunctional. But at the same time, I think if they get a couple of home runs with Wonder Woman 1984, Birds of Prey, like these are all, you know, these movies are going to come out, and honestly, if the fan reaction is good, and you get, you know, critical reception, I want the DCU to continue going with what they're doing with the characters that are left there. And when it comes to Matt Reeves the Batman, yeah, it should be its own thing, because honestly, I think you can't recast everybody and then be like, oh, it's the same guy 20 years ago. Like, does this make any sense?
In this case, I think it's not that, oh, they're the same character. It's like the Hulk, you know, like the Incredible Hulk movie, different cast, different supporting cast, different Hulk, obviously, even different personality, and then he just makes a 180 with Mark Ruffalo, and then fans are supposed to assume. In this case, I mean, I'm playing devil's advocate with you, but really all they're doing is you don't count Man of Steel and BVS, and honestly, if you keep Henry Cavill, all you don't count is BVS. So Man of Steel counts, then Robert Pattinson's Batman counts, and then you keep them all.
With the success the Joker's getting anyways, I think it's better for them to go their own route. You know, it'll give the directors their freedom to do whatever they want. So
yeah,
you could do that in the DCU, but you are kind of in a sense, like if you care about continuity, then it'll hurt your freedom to make decisions. So I think, yeah, especially with Joker. I mean, if Joker makes the money we think it's gonna make, and it gets the critical reception and wins an Oscar, some crazy happens, and then Birds of Prey as well, and then
there really is no DCEU. Like, so you can't say, oh, can the Batman be part of the DCU? Because really, if they're just gonna forget about it and retcon everything, then it's not the DCU. It's it's a DCCU or something. It's a new universe, because Wonder Woman 84 is not going to talk about anything happening in BVS or Justice League or that thing. It's going to focus on her own movies. Aquaman, they had one line about fighting Steppenwolf, but that the whole rest of the movie didn't talk about anything else happening in DCU. And Aquaman 2 won't either. Birds of Prey, you know it's clearly going to be very separate. Either maybe a few mention of Joker, but really that has nothing else to do with anything else. The Suicide Squad, I don't know if it's going to be a direct continuation. Probably not. I don't think they're probably going to lightly mention the events of the original Suicide Squad, but then again, it won't matter. They probably won't even focus on it that much. So really, there is no DCEU anymore. DCEU, what Snyder's vision was.
So Shazam tried to have the what's it called, Ben Affleck's Batman, and Henry Cavill's Superman showed up at the end of the movie.
So what do you think about that? But that's the thing. That was just Superman.
So I guess there's still a little bit of.
I mean, the toys were
that Henry Cavill
Superman. Well, I'm sure it's Henry Cavill Superman, but it said Man of Steel happened. They referenced that. I feel like that was more. I think there is a DCEU. Yeah, it's a little continuity mess, but then again, so was the X-Men universe. It was a complete mess. But then Logan happened, and we're like, wow, that's a mess movie. So I think it's okay with being a mess.
And guess what? Logan didn't care about anything that happened.
I'm saying, but it's still part of the universe. You still count as part of the X-Men universe. Like, so I think overall, I think I'll end it with this. I think the DCEU is still alive, but I think Matt Reeves' Batman can happen in a separate universe, just like Joker. And DC has a strategy. We just talked about it in the prior podcast. We basically came to the conclusion at the end of the discussion that, okay, both can happen at the same time. You can have DC Dark and DC Black and DCEU at the same time, and it's going to happen. And yes, eventually, no one's dumb. If they want to make a Justice League movie in 9 years, let's say, to give space for 3 Batman movies, then guess what? They're going to use Robert Pattinson, because they're not going to bring Ben Affleck back as a 60-year-old man, nor are they going to make a new Batman just for the Justice League movie. They're just going to do the mix and match, and it's just going to happen. You know, they're just going to...
Well,
Same thing with Superman.
The 20 years in Gotham, Trust. How many good guys are left? How many stayed that way?
Yeah.
They have 20 years to work with when it comes to Batman. So, in a way, honestly, I don't think there's anything from a written standpoint or like from a story plot standpoint that Matt Reeves is going to do, which is going to actually affect anything Batman v Superman. So you could actually have this weird thing where the fans just take it like, oh, it's all the same story.
It's a headcanon, yeah.
And the thing is, logically, it'll actually work.
Yeah.
And if the movie does well and the fans just take it as the same thing, like who knows?
Yeah, no one's going to mind.
Like,
if his Batman is standing side by side with Wonder Woman, I don't think anyone's going to care.
It's more like if you change his world, like his Joker, so drastically, then that already cancels him out.
No, but I think it's gonna be the wool over the eyes. You know, like where Hulk was just Hulk, and he was there.
What if they have Harley Quinn different ones? You can't like.
I don't. I feel like they will 100% not use Harley Quinn in this trilogy.
Because either W say you can't.
Yeah, W say you can't. They're not gonna do the middle. Once this trilogy is over and Matt Reeves is done with it, they'll probably say, "Just Robert Pattinson, do you want to come do this movie?" That's all I'm saying. But either way, what do you guys think about all this?
True.
What do you guys think about the castings? What do you think about Matt Reeves' vision for Batman? And where do you want this story to take place? Are you still holding out hope that it's the past of Ben Affleck's Batman, or do you want it to stand on its own 2 feet and build its own legacy? Let us know in the comments below. From myself, from Zayan, from Umar, and from Samir, this is the Fruki Bros. We'll see you next time. Peace out.